Hey guys,
Welcome back to another episode of Pew Time with Tony.
and Jackie.
And first off, guys, thank you so much for the understanding, the compassion, the sympathies, the
Outpour of support.
yes,
Everything.
everything for that's been going on while we've been absent. My father was and is still in the hospital, but he is doing a little bit better. Um, we're not quite out of the woods yet, but we're working there. So I appreciate all your guys' support, but we're going to try and push forward with kind of what we do. So let's jump right in.
Gun news.
Gun news. There's a bit. Some of this kind of sucks in the beginning, but it's news nonetheless.
So, not very exciting.
Ruger has decided that, yes, we still make 1911s technically, and we should probably make some more limited edition anniversary things.
Uh,
Because that
Lots
seems,
of limited edition
yeah,
anniversary things.
seems to be the only thing they're doing ever.
Right, for this entire year.
Yeah.
So, it is their 75th anniversary this year for those of you who have been under a rock. And they've already released three different 75th anniversary guns. The Mark IV, the 1022, the LCP Max, and now the 1911 limited edition anniversary 45 ACP. They're only making 750 of them, which is good because they probably won't sell that many of them anyways, and they are MSRPing at 17.99. I will say it is a pretty gun, right?
The
It has
engraving is okay looking.
really nice engraving. It's got like eagles and scrolling, and the
Here's my problem with this gun. One, it's a 1911 from a non-legacy 1911 company who thinks limiting it to something is valuable. They've manufactured a 1911 with no front serrations. I'd be shocked if this thing has ambi safeties. It just why?
very plain looking. The engraving is the only thing it has going for it.
What was the MSRP on this thing?
17.99.
Yeah, no, hard pass. Uh, and if you thought a $1,800 1911 was insane from Ruger, Ruger's kind of icon flagship rifle that they've always kind of been known for has been the Ruger number one, which is kind of their little trapdoor-esque uh, rifle that's always been available in some weird cartridges. Well, they make one now, a commemorative Ruger number one in 270 Winchester. 22-inch barrels, express sights, integral scope mounts, uh, walnut stock. Only 75 have been built, and each is engraved 1 of 75 on the bottom of the receiver. Special serial number R75 401 through R75 475.
Go ahead and tell them what this MSRP is for.
It is $7,500.
So 7,500 for their 75th anniversary? Asinine. Uh,
Beautiful rifles. They've always been beautiful rifles. Um, I have been a part of selling two separate Ruger number one collections, but this we're going back 15 years ago,
mhm.
and even then it was hard to find a collector that would want these. They're not that many. They're so few and far between. I, I, I don't know.
Well, maybe since they're only making 75 and it's the 75th anniversary and they're already hard to get, someone will want them. They have not been sold out yet. They are still being advertised on Ruger's site, which is why they're still showing the MSRP. Unlike this next one, which is the Ruger American Rifle Generation 2, which has been sold out, so we can't actually see an MSRP on it. So I have no idea what these things ran for before they sold out, but they only produced 75 of them as well. They're doing the exact same thing that they did with the Model 1, which is their serial number 75 VIP 001 through 75 VIP 075 in serial number range. I will say the finish on this is kind of cool. Uh, it is a Cerakote finish. It does have a twisted fluted barrel,
Spiral fluted.
spiral fluted. Thank you. The top of it really gives me like the Mark IV, the 2245 vibes, like with that finish, that blue finish with the pick rail on the top. It has similar vibes to how the silver bluish colored Mark IV looks.
So, unlike the Mark IV, where they're anodized, though, this has the Cerakote finish that is from their FX Cosmic line. So, think of like Mystic Chrome Ford Mustangs, color changing kind of thing, has that kind of tone to it.
Interesting.
I am so confused at Ruger's marketing. Why are we doing these limited editions? What?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, for a gun like the Ruger American to only make 75 of them, but you're making 750 of the 1911, like the Ruger American rifle is one of, their very iconic rifles outside of like their 1022.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely like a staple sell gun for them.
Right.
But
And they're only making 75 of them, but they are chambered in Hornady 204 Ruger. Is that?
yeah,
Yeah.
so useless.
So maybe that's why. They're like, only 75 people will actually get their hands on this caliber of ammo, so that's how many we'll make.
Useless.
I think we're done with Ruger.
Well, kind of. Technically, they've also come out with uh the 357 mag and 44 mag. This is Marlin now, but seeing as Ruger owns them,
Correct.
the 357 mag and 44 mag lever action guns. This is the new laminate stock ones. Uh, Traditional buckhorn sights, brass front bead with hood. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. I have a 18 and a half and a 20 and a quarter inch barrel. Shorter on the 357, a little longer on the 44 mag.
Uh,
But I am excited for the 357 mag.
I know you got a special spot for those.
I do. Basically, if it shoots that caliber, I want it. I just like the
Yeah,
357.
it's a good cartridge. All right, so not necessarily a new product, but a new product that we physically got to mess with, shoot, beat up, have fun, all the good stuff. And that is the Woox Furniture. Want to say the name?
Gladiator?
Gladiatory.
Gladiator.
In English, would be Gladiator.
Okay.
And it is their stock and forend kit for our Project Mossberg 590S. Now, they also make it for the 590, or the standard 590, 590S, and the Remington 870. And it gives you beautiful Italian wood forend with M-lock at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. You have 3 slots. Uh, it is, the forend to me is a little slick on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
but I think once you start messing with it a little more, maybe even put a little strip of grip tape down there, it'd be perfect. But I think mm,
The
the
piece de resistance?
yeah, the chef's kiss for this is their stock. So it does angle the pistol grip down more to a pistol style grip, and it does come with um, shims for length of pull. We didn't want to add any, one, so you could shoot it,
Right.
and a shorter defensive shotgun is just better.
Mm-hmm.
It also has kind of a nice cutout on the bottom for you to help maneuver the shotgun. So when you bring the shotgun out of your pocket and you kind of bring it down to like a low ready, that little cutout rides right over where your forearm is, and it's perfect. And on the left hand side, they also have a QD sling stud, uh, or QD sling pocket for this QD mount. Yeah, it is gorgeous.
I will say, like, I love the way it feels versus the synthetic stuff that came on it
Yeah,
from the factory. Like, just handling it, the heft of it, the way it feels, like, pulling it close to my body, like, it feels super solid.
yeah, it definitely adds a little weight, but god damn, does it look good?
It looks really good, and I was concerned about the weight at first,
Yeah,
but after shooting it, I was kinda happy that there was all the extra weight on it.
yeah, this has definitely become like, hey, this is now kind of sexy, but
It
like
is.
femme fatale kind of thing. Like,
Mhm,
it's a good looking shotgun, but it has just the right amount of business with it.
mhm.
So, you're gonna, if you want to see more of it, we'll have the full video for the 590S build going up on YouTube. And Woox has also given us a chance for our fans and listeners to save 10%. So if you have a shotgun that you want to dress up with some dope ass Italian furniture, you can use our name, Laugh and Load 10, and get 10% off your order.
LNL10 or
No, no,
la
our name,
the
Laugh
full
Load, spell it
laugh
out.
and load?
Yeah, Laugh, the letter N, Load, 10. All one word, no space on anything.
Sweet.
Yep,
Looks like we need another shotgun.
always need more shotguns. By the time you guys hear this, this will have already been recorded. So the product that's coming out today that you're listening to this, we don't have any info on. We've just seen the photo that everyone else has seen, and Wilson Combat has put out a shadow photo, and they're very talkative in the comments of, let's turn that frown upside down, and you're going to want to make this your third, and promise you're going to like this one, blah, 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 blah. But it is compensated of some sort, because the site is not at the end of the barrel.
Yeah, it's set farther back.
Right. So 2011, maybe. I doubt it. I think they're going to lean really heavy into their EDC.
I was just gonna say the EDC line.
Yeah. So it's going to be that mag, that frame, I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's Wilson, so it's going to be ludicrously expensive.
Oh, I'm sure. Like their EDCs are like
$3,500.
I was gonna say like low twos, but
No,
yeah, mid,
$3,500.
mid 3,200 is what I was gonna say. Low threes to mid threes is what I was trying to get out, and it wasn't working. We actually saw several posters and banners for this particular gun when we were at the GOA event in Knoxville in August. Uh, I was under the assumption it was just a special for that particular event. Apparently, they are now available to the public. Canik has paired up with Classic Firearms to be the exclusive dealer to sell this particular Canik for the GOA. It is a GOA inspired and painted. It has GOA on the gun. It is a Canik SFX subcompact. The MSRP on this gun, only available through classicfirearms.com, is $439.99. GOA members will receive $50 off of that price online, and $50 of their purchase will be donated to GOA from Canik.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. And it looks really cool too. It's very Superman-y kind of.
It's not what you're looking for.
What
It's very Iron Patriot.
oh, and Starscream. The colors of Starscream.
No, it's got a very War Machine look to it
Mhm.
when it gets done up in the Air Force colors.
Yeah. Like the gunmetal gray, the red, and the
Right.
dark blue.
And yes, it does look like my Starscream rifle.
Yeah.
Let's see. This I'll just read the headline from the website Fortune. Gunmaker Sig Sauer ordered to pay $11 million to Philadelphia man wounded by pistol that went off by itself. This was as of November 21st, which was your birthday. Happy belated birthday, baby.
Thank you.
Where is the one piece in here that I wanted to read it for you? Was very weird. Oh, Philadelphia jury awarded $11 million on Wednesday to a man whose holstered Sig Sauer pistol went off by itself while he was going down the stairs, causing a serious leg injury. Where is the... Oh, here it is. Yes. U.S. Army, or George Abrams, a U.S. Army veteran and painting contractor in Philadelphia, who said he holstered his 320 holstered his P320, put it in the pocket of his athletic pants, and zipped it up before going downstairs. The gun went off and a bullet tore through his right thigh, exiting above the knee, causing permanent injuries, according to court documents.
Well,
And
and another one.
so it's funny you say that because technically, yes, and another one because earlier in November, right around the very beginning of November, end of October, a Texas officer was injured by a holstered 320 as well.
That one I remember.
Guys, this is a problem.
Yeah.
So it's only got to be a matter of time, right? Like they really have to address it. Really
Eventually
have
they
to.
have to. Yeah. I think they're like trying to like sweep it under the rug and
You can't do that you can't.
like how many lawsuits have there been though?
Well, so far I know they've awarded two. There was this one and then there was the Georgia guy.
Yeah, but that was a while back.
No, that was not a while back.
Like they weren't was it like in the last couple of months? Like
No,
back to
no,
back with
no, no.
that's what I'm saying. Like it was
But still, they've awarded two.
right. And if they awarded one a year ago and they're still denying that there's a problem, what makes you think they're gonna do anything about it now?
No, I still stand by that. They're trying not to make this a big giant issue because SIG, I'm sure, holds a lot of government contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the obvious, they're trying to do the military's new rifle. They have the M17, M18s, ammo. I know the Rattler gets like uh, some of their special operations get that. Like, there's a lot, right?
Right.
So I know it would affect it in some way, and it's not I'm sure it's not a tree that they want shaken.
Right.
So, but it's becoming more and more uh, unavoidable. I think it's just a matter of time.
Right.
In other news, probably the best gun news for today. Kimber has decided to join us in the year 2024.
Which is very exciting.
And I got to give him props on this. Not only does it go well with your name, it's just a good name in general. Kimber is releasing the 2K11, which, shout out EA Sports or whatever it is for the basketball games, right? 2K Sport. But it's very on brand. K for Kimber.
Hmm.
Coming out with a 2011. It was only a matter of time. It had to happen.
And I'm really excited that they actually released a line together as opposed to like this version and then 6 months later after everyone buys it, releasing this
Oh, they're
version
still
of it.
going to do that.
Oh, I know they're going to release more, but it's exciting that there's 5 different variations of this right at the gate.
Is it five?
So ish.
It's two with options.
It is.
And those options are the Kimber 2K11. This is their base model. This would be considered their optic ready. You can get it in 9mm or 45. Starting at $19.95 for the 9mm and starting at $21.25 for the 45. They are all optic ready. And this one has like a black PVD finish with like a copper trigger and barrel. It's snazzy looking. Or you can jump up to the 2K11 Target Optic Ready, starting at $24.95 and then $25.95 for the 45. This is black frame, brushed, polished brushed coyote PVD, I think is what they call it.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it's super sharp.
I've only ever seen pictures of it. I can't wait to see one in person,
Yeah.
but it looks chocolatey.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
And for the tippy top, you can get a 2K11 Target OI, which, if you're not familiar with Kimber's nomenclature, that stands for optic installed.
Right. So I think they did that on like their Mako series,
Right.
OR and OI.
But those were shit dots.
Right.
I have to give them credit, and I'll give credit where credit's due. They are selling you an out of the box, turnkey gun ready to rock with an SRO on it. Like, well done, guys. No, some people would argue and go, well, they have C&H plates. Those have been nothing but problems for me. There's a lot of people that say that. I know people that have problems with those plates. I haven't had any problems with those plates, but I also don't use a ton of those plates. I do think manufacturers should do more of this, kind of like how the car world is experimenting with working with other manufacturers, and they've been doing it forever with their performance models. When you see a fancy fast car or a hopped up model, their sport model, and it's got Brembo brakes, that's a selling point. Chevy doesn't make Brembo brakes. Brembo makes them, sells them to Chevy.
Hmm.
So if a smaller manufacturer like Kimber cannot, hey, I don't want to make red dot plates, don't. Go to someone that does.
Right.
You don't want to supply a shitty, like crappy red dot? Don't. Go to Trijicon. Hey, I want this many red dots. Outsource that shit.
Right.
Work with other companies. People do it all the time. Everyone does it to their guns anyway.
Right.
And it's not ludicrously expensive. It is $3,100 basically,
For the one with the SRO installed.
or with the SRO installed. And it is 5-inch gun, standard length dust cover, very sharp looking. The Butler cut that they have on the front of the slide that curves down to where the rail ends on the frame is very good looking. And on top of all of that, this gun comes with an aluminum grip. I gotta give them credit there. They're doing something to stand out, and their grip looks fantastic.
It does.
They could have been like, oh, well, we're just gonna come out with a cheap polymer grip. No, but you also don't want to come out with a crazy expensive steel grip
Hmm.
and sticker shock everyone. I
Right.
think this is moderately priced,
Right.
and it's not, well, I have to see if it works first.
Right.
Uh, but I have high hopes for it. It does look good. Got a decent sized magwell on it, ambi safety, some GT trigger, I think is what they call it.
And I can't find anything on their site. Is it traditional 2011 mags or is
Yes.
it proprietary like their KDS 9C?
No, just by looking at the mag,
For
it
sure,
looks like it was
2011
capped.
mags. Okay. Because I couldn't believe it. They didn't have anything on their site about the magazines
Probably didn't want to
aside from
mention it,
capacity.
but yeah, I'm
I mean,
pretty
that would
sure.
be a big selling point for anyone who's in the market to getting into 2011s to not have to go with a very specific magazine for a gun that was just released that's going to be hard to get mags on for a while. When they released the KDS 9C, it was probably 4 months between when we got our first batch of guns in
Hmm.
and we actually got mags in from Kimber. 4 months. So the two it came with, hope that's all you needed. Oh, that's good to know that they're using standard 2011 mags.
Yeah, I'm just double checking real quick, see if it says anything about it. I'm assuming by the round count, so it comes with 117 and 120, or no, 117 and 220s if you get the 9 mil. If you get the 45, it comes with three 13-round mags.
So very likely standard 2011 mag.
Yeah, and everything that it points to, I haven't watched anyone's reviews on it, but they look like regular 2011 STI pattern mags.
Yeah. Well, that was a great way to wrap up gun news.
Yeah, I'm
That's a
very
very
excited
exciting
for it.
batch. Mm-hmm. Definitely, like you said, the most exciting bit of gun news
Yeah,
because everything at the top of the list was
yeah, it was a little
lackluster.
lackluster.
Hmm. Pinch poke, heal me coke.
Ah, you little.
You didn't think I was really gonna pinch
No, I didn't.
you? Surprise.
We asked you guys for questions just to kind of get us back into the groove, and you obliged. I put it up kind of last minute, but thank you guys for coming through. First question: will y'all be coming down for the South Carolina sectional match in 2025? Possibly.
Uh, I don't have it on the calendar, but I'm not saying no.
Right. It's there's actually another one that kind of tags into this right now. What majors are you shooting in 2025? I'm gonna be honest, as it stands right now, I don't know. Just because of everything that is currently going on, kind of just playing it by ear.
Yeah, I would say like the first quarter of the year is gonna be very touch and go.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not sure. Uh, just not sure what it looks like.
right.
We'll be. I'm still gonna train. I'm still gonna try and abide by my training plan that I've been working on. Uh, but I don't know of what majors. Let's see. Our buddy Manny from Manny Tuck Shooting says, "When are you visiting next?" It's a great question. If the snow holds off, it could be sooner than later, and I could come up for some chicken pot pie again. If there's snow, might be a little longer. I don't think you guys clear your roads as well as we do.
That'll take your 3 hour drive to a 5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Um, oh, this is a fun one.
Hmm.
What's your go-to sandwich?
Oof. That's such a hard question because it kind of depends where you are.
Right. Like
What do you
my go-to, like I could eat this like for lunch regularly just because it's like quick and easy to throw together. Ham and cheese.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so basic. Like Kraft American cheese, mayonnaise, ham, nom noms, sometimes pickles. But
So we're looking at this at like full face value, like a sandwich, because technically cheeseburgers are sandwiches. Is that what we're doing?
tacos are just open face sandwiches.
The argument could be made.
I think if I would say my favorite sandwich would be different than my go-to.
Oh,
Okay, so my go-to would be like the daily, the grab the shit out of the
ham,
fridge.
cheese, mayo, pickle.
Right.
Yeah.
And the favorite sandwich, I'm really tied between a meatball sub
Hmm.
and a chicken parm sub.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That tomato sauce, just you cannot say no to it. If there's a sandwich with tomato sauce on the menu, I'm eating it. Oh, or the Hey Viv's amazing steak sandwich. Like,
Yeah. R.I.P. Like that doesn't exist
I
anymore.
know, but it's the best sandwich, even though it's not there anymore.
Well, I thought you were gonna say the Rick and Benny's breaded steak sandwich.
Oh, no. I mean, that's like 5 sandwiches in one.
Tomato sauce,
That's true.
baptized
It
in tomato sauce.
it does check all the boxes that I just said was a requirement. It's the size of a baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. My go-to is usually probably some chicken or turkey and cheese and unique mustards. I like unique mustards.
Mhm.
I like Dijons and I like different
We have, like,
styles.
different places too, like, your Mr. Sub sandwich
Yeah.
is a hot pastrami
Yeah, of course.
with mustard only
And cheese.
and cheese,
It's fantastic. Double meat.
and then your go-to at, like, Subway is the Italian
There's no
BMT.
go to it. So they're so disgusting now. So nasty. Actually, it was at one of the last matches we were at.
Oh, yeah.
It completely ruined it for me. It's off the list.
Oh, the Italian BMT, rest in peace.
But a good traditional just Italian sub. is a good standby.
Cold cuts,
Yeah,
little peppers.
yeah, I get down with that.
That was a good question. Who said that?
Manny,
Of course.
of course.
Num nums. Thanks, Manny.
This one's a good one too. How does one balance the more serious pursuits in their favorite division and the curiosity or hilarity of trying the oddball divisions? How much time do you devote to training single stack or revolver when you're usually a carry optics limited optics shooter? Just show up and have fun with the goofy stuff, or actually train with it? What do you do?
I feel like this question is aimed towards you
I don't know why you would accuse me of
exclusively
such
because
things.
I've never shot a match in single stack. I've never shot
Never
a
mind.
match in revolver.
Neither
I've
have I.
never shot a Hellcat from concealment pre holster rules to be classified in open because of where you put your holster.
No,
It
no,
was before the holster change, where if you didn't have it at your hip bones or back
that was the
further,
shield.
okay,
Yeah,
a carry gun
yeah.
nonetheless.
That was the 8 round shield I shot in production, which was hilarious because I don't own mag pouches that fit those mags for the outside, so I was pulling them out of a hoodie pocket.
Like I said, the question is just have fun with the goofy stuff, and your answer is all the time.
Yeah. So the more serious answer to me is shooting is shooting. I mean, you should be at a pretty good base level. I would say as long as if you're a solid A class shooter, you should be able to pick up almost any gun and be adequate with it. Uh, you could probably be a little bit more competitive with it if you're like GM or M level, I think.
Mhm.
But you could at least be adequate with any gun at A class. Like if you're a good solid A class shooter, I think you should have that ability. And if you want to have fun with your carry gun or some random gun that you get in for testing or borrow a friend's gun, like, yeah, that could be kind of fun.
I think like the exception to that is revolver and PCC. Like if someone who's like,
No, I do a PC all the time.
but you regularly shoot rifles.
No, I don't. You would say I regularly shoot rifles,
You shoot rifles often enough to have a good mechanic,
but I
like a
don't.
good mechanical
What do you
base.
consider often?
Well, far more often than I do.
That's because
Me
you
sh-
never do.
that
That's not a good barometer. I think last year I shot rifles a total of 5 times for the whole year for 12 months.
once, I think for me.
Yeah. So
You should
again,
shoot rifles more.
it just goes back to your comfort level with different platforms. I mean, I go, I bounce around a lot. Well, one, it's kind of part of my job, but two, it's something I've always done.
Mhm.
Uh, but there also has to be a line if you're serious about a division. I think the fun divisions for most shooters has a good place in the off season or before you start training for the upcoming major season.
Right.
Like you still want to go out, shoot, have fun,
Yeah.
pick up the weird gun, pick up the revolver, the single stack,
Mhm.
shoot a few matches with it. No
Yeah.
pressure, just have fun.
Tail end of the main season
Yeah,
after your majors are over, you're just winding down
yeah.
and getting ready to hunker down and just reload all winter long.
That too.
So,
And you don't really play around with guns, so you don't want to weigh in on this.
oh, I don't really shoot the oddball divisions for to have like a, oh yes, follow my lead. Shoot the oddballs. Just because I don't doesn't mean you shouldn't. You have a lot of fun doing them.
I don't know. As far as devoting time, it's really what your goals are. If your goals are to get better and win matches or up in classifications, you devote time to your one division that you're trying to class up in. If you're kind of just need to take a break, but you still want to shoot, still enjoy it, now might be a time to try something else.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, like, dry firing was something you don't normally dry fire with. kind of creates a cool experience when you go back to the normal one.
Kinda like a change of pace.
Yeah.
Like changing up to a turkey sandwich instead of a ham sandwich every day.
Yeah.
Back to the sandwiches.
Yes, it's always back to food. Ugh. Well, guys, that's it for this week. Again, I thank you for all your guys' support on everything, including uh, your thoughts and prayers for my dad. Appreciate it. And the support for Jackie and I with the podcast and the YouTube channel and stuff. And as always, if you would like to subscribe, that's always a thing. Rate and review the podcast. Questions, comments, concerns, you can reach out to at Laugh and Load on any of the social medias and pewtimepodcast at gmail.com. I don't got anything else. You got anything else?
I don't.
Okay. Well, seeing as we've been watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Okay, bye.
Bye.